Hello, gamers. What's up? It's first stream of 2021. We are live. Gotta get the background music going. Hold up. Oh, there we go. All right. As usual, if that's too loud or anything, please let me know. My name is Father Hank. I'm the community manager here for Insurgency Sandstorm and New World Interactive. It's gonna be a busy hour, so let's just dive right into it. As usual, please to stay up to date with our announcements. Follow us on our socials at Insurgency Game on Twitter, Insta, and Facebook. We also have an official Insurgency Discord, which is available at discord.gg/Insurgency Sandstorm. If you need that link, !Discord in chat will show that. I see you, chat. Whoever just ooh-wooed me is banned forever. Thank you, Luke, for the Discord command there. I assume, as most of you know, we're live here on Twitch, as that's where a lot of you are watching us. But we are also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Steam. So if you want to interact with us, though, the chat that I will be following is the Twitch chat. So twitch.tv/newworld if you want to interact with chat. I'm going to get out ahead of the normal top of the order thing. We don't have any new console news today. It's coming soon, I promise. As soon as it's done cooking, I'm going to let you know, because believe it or not, I want to tell you as bad as you guys want to know about it. But we do have other news coming today for future updates, so please stick around. We've essentially what I'm trying to do this year is, instead of having longer streams with less info and more filler, we're gonna have 1 hour streams, and they're gonna be as full of stuff as I can make them. So people actually want to watch the VODs. They know that for that hour of stream, they're gonna tune in. There's gonna be stuff for them to learn about. Thank you. Oh yes, the hat. So we are in lockdown in Calgary, so I need a haircut real bad. So I asked my boss if I could wear a hat today. So I'm wearing a hat. I am not good with Excel. Thank you, Squashy. I am not. So quick and dirty. Sneaker reveal. This is a request from Luke. These are the... Oh, those are a bit dirty. Yikes. Look at that. Those are the Jordan 1 origin stories, featured in the Into the Spider-Verse movie. I gotta clean those. Didn't realize how dirty they were until I saw them on stream here. You can fly over from Germany and cut my hair with a machine. I'll just wait it out a bit, to be honest. I hope all of you had some good holidays. I haven't seen you since like second week of December. So I hope you guys had good holidays. We shut down the studio for a week and all got some time off to recharge and get ready for 2021. So I hope you're all ready. We're gonna dive right into housekeeping. As usual, during housekeeping, we do a giveaway. So one giveaway for each of the weapon skins and one giveaway for each of the character cosmetic DLCs. Today's command for the giveaway will be !update next week. That's !update next week. So if you want to enter the giveaways there, please type that in. I don't know what you're all so excited for. So yeah, that is the update. The map contest, first and foremost, is closing in 2 days. So if you are a mapper and you're making a submission for our contest, that has to be in by this Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anything after 2 p.m. Standard Time this Thursday will not be accepted. So please make sure everything is uploaded before then. If anything goes wrong, we can't. There's no changes allowed after that time. So please even upload your maps a bit early in case there's any issues with uploading. I know mod.io was having an issue earlier today. I don't know if that's been ironed out yet. So hopefully it has. If not, it should be back online real soon here. So for the maps, after everything's uploaded on the 29th of this month, we will enter a public voting period that will run until February 5th. So if you want to take a look at the maps, head to mod.io, and any of them that you give a thumbs up, that you recommend, that thumbs up will count towards its vote. And the 10 maps with the, you can also, whoever has the most thumbs up minus thumbs down, the top 10 of those will be the finalists, and then those 10 qualifying entrants will come to a panel of judges from New World, from our level design team and our code team and everyone, and then they will be judged by New World. So make sure to get on there and vote. One big thing that happened since I spoke to everyone last is with 1.9 we introduced a change with which weapons were available for which faction. We heard you guys loud and clear. That is not what you desired in the game. So we had a big discussion, a lot of chats, and we decided that it would be best to revert that change. We not only reverted it though, we also heard everyone who's saying, you know, I think co-op should be more of a sandbox experience. So we actually made more weapons available for each faction. So hopefully that's kind of what everyone was looking for. We're hoping that that's what you wanted. From what I read, I think that's what everyone wanted. Add more frontline maps. Add more outpost maps. Real game. Oh man. Hello, Dara. How's it going? Chat, you're feisty today. This is what happens when I don't stream for 6 weeks. I'll quickly say it once more for anyone who wasn't here right at the top of the stream. We do not have any new console news today, but as soon as we do, believe me, I'm gonna tell you. The state of production for December, I believe, so SOP 16 is live. Exclamation point SOP in chat. We'll give you a link for that. So it's a pretty good recap of kind of what happened in 2020 and what 2021 is looking like for us here at New World. So if you want to get some more kind of high-level ideas of what's going on now and what has been going on at New World, I would recommend reading that. Tim, our executive producer, is a much more professional writer than I am. So you'll get my community blog at the end of this week. But for anyone who has read that, there's a big difference in writing styles between mine and Tim's. I would say Tim's is maybe a bit more professional. So if you want to read that, you should. It's got some good information in it. We're going to close up the giveaway here in 1 second. This game is so chaotic. Chaotic in a good way. Private co-op matches are possible. You just need your own server. Try and catch up here. Yeah, lots of ideas. Chat is. Where can I buy the shirt? Exclamation point merch, I believe. If it's not, that command Luke will drop it in here right away. So we're gonna close the giveaway. If you want to enter that giveaway, thank you, Dare. It is exclamation point update next week. So I'm gonna give about 10 more seconds, and then I'm gonna start rolling winners for the giveaway here. Please add back skirmish. I see that a lot. It is a limited time, an available limited time play mode. I'm stuttering today. All right, that's, oh wow. Now we got people entering. All right, we're gonna close this up here. So the first giveaway will be for the Hunter Weapon DLC. Thanks, Automod. Appreciate it. So the first winner here will be for the Hunter Weapon Skin DLC, and the winner of the first is Dappersaurus. Oh, not following. All right, Dappersaurus, we're gonna send that to you. You should follow us. We'd appreciate it. We got lots of good information coming. No, it's fine. You're still gonna win. You don't have to rip. You'll still get it. You're good. So yeah, Dappersaurus will get the Hunter Weapon Skin DLC. For the Whiteout Weapon Skin DLC will be Zarbor. Oh, he said he doesn't want it? Reroll it? I don't think he said that, Aaron. I do believe you're lying. We'll for the I think, do I have these? Yeah, I do have these. The Sasquatch character DLC, the winner will be Omzar, I believe. Squashy, he did not say that. I was here. He didn't say that. So that's Omzar for the Sasquatch character DLC. And the final, the Yeti character DLC, will be going to MKOX9. Again, not following us, so you can still win, but I suggest following us. That'd be great. Yeah, stop trying to gaslight me. I'm live on stream. Fake and rigged. I don't know why I would rig that. I can just give away codes. We are working on the invisible mag problem. It doesn't happen to anyone on the team. So we've had some players that are suffering from it submit their logs, and we're going through that and we're trying to work it out. But there's an issue, obviously, when it doesn't happen to anyone on the New World team, that makes it a little harder to deal with. It's harder to find when it doesn't happen to any of us. It's not rigged. It's really not rigged. I promise. There would be no benefit of rigging this contest. Where do you turn if you have some feedback and suggestions? I would suggest either going on our Steam subforum or on our subreddit. You can also submit a support ticket via !support in chat. We'll give you a link for that. Hank, wear the hat backwards so you can be a real gamer? No. My mom is rigged. Maybe. How do I enter this contest? If you're referring to the giveaway, you'll have to tune in for the next stream because we've actually rolled those already. Sup gamers. All right, yeah, so that's it for housekeeping. We got to keep it moving. It is 2:12, so we have 48 minutes. So the next thing I want to bring up is our amazing support team had a great idea to come up with something called a Trello board. For anyone familiar with the Trello board, obviously you will know what that is. But it's essentially like a hub for kind of important links, basic release info. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm actually going to bring that up on screen here. Just give me 2 seconds. Let's hope this doesn't break it. Hey, I also had to reinstall Windows this week, and it deleted everything having to do with stream. So I remade all this yesterday. So this is our Trello board. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of columns here. There's a column on the right-hand side for server status. In the middle here is our kind of high-level known issues. To the right of that is things we have fixed from that known issues list. And then if you need any info on like how to report a bug or a cheater or our support desk, that's all in your left column here. And then the next one is just a list of our updates as of late. So yeah, exclamation point Trello will give you the link for this. So we're kind of hoping, we just want to improve the communication between us as developers and players. And we think that this is probably the easiest, most transparent way to do so. Because, you know, like we have known issues lists in the patch notes themselves, but that's not the easiest thing to get to. So we're going to keep this updated. When we kind of confirm a new known issue, we'll put it there. When we fix it, we'll move it to the fixed column. So if you want to check if something is known, this is probably your best place to look. The URL for this is sandstorm.game/Trello. That's Trello. Sandstorm.game/Trello. So this will keep you up to date on known issues and everything. Thanks to Luke and Bruno from our support department for coming up with this. Bot AI fix. Can you be specific and let me know what you don't like about the AI? Because here's another thing. I get obviously comments about AI all the time. Half of them say that AI is too good, and the other half say that AI isn't good enough. So maybe that means we're actually in a fairly good place. But yes, if you do have feedback, please leave it on our Steam subforum or on our subreddit. I read all of those every day, whether I like it or not. Most of it's fantastic, so I do appreciate the feedback. More versus game modes. It's inconsistent in both ways, but if it's sometimes bad and sometimes good, wouldn't that mean it's averagely the right level? We are always working on it, tweaking the AI, though. We do have one of the questions later in our Q&A. We'll cover that a bit. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. Where's the wave with the guys that spam nades? You can't throw back the grenade thrown by them. Send exclamation point support. Send in a support ticket for that. I'm not sure if that's known, but it possibly could be. There's a lot of things that I'm not always aware of. Yeah, so that's our Trello. That's pretty funky. Thank you again to Bruno and Luke for that. Now the next thing we're gonna get into is minor release 1.91. No new console news today. I promise. I'm not going to mention it again. I'm just assuming people are tuning in late, so it's all good. Some of you see the amount of messages that we get about it. I really want to tell you as soon as we can, I promise. I will. I really will. As soon as I can. But for today, what we do have to talk about is our next release. And that's going to be a minor release, 1.9.1. The minor releases come obviously in between our major releases. Now the thing is, usually we only have one minor release, like between 1.8 and 1.9. We had 1.8.1, which you can find details about on our Trello board. But this time, between 1.9 and 1.10, we're actually going to have two minor releases. So the first one is obviously 1.9.1, and that's coming quite soon. There will also be a 1.9.2 coming. So if you're not, if you're thinking, well, 1.9.1 doesn't make sense to me, there will be a 1.9.2 as well. We just don't have a date for that. But 1.9.1, ladies and gentlemen, 1.9.1 is going to be out real soon. Like so soon, it'll be out on February 2nd, 1 week from today. 1 week from today, 1.9.1 will be out. So, yeah, hype. It's out in 7 days. It's a minor release, so I'm gonna go through everything quickly here and let y'all know what's coming. So it is another. It's themed. It's not an operation like one of our major releases, but it is themed, and it's going to be themed around the Lunar New Year. It's kind of something we've been looking into doing for a long time, so we really wanted to try just do a smaller update like this. So yeah, February 2nd, 1.9.1, and it's essentially going to consist of new cosmetics, new weapon skins, and then some new weapons as well. So there's actually 2 new weapons coming in 1 week from today. So let's take a look at what we got. Anybody who has a bug, the best way to report it is by using !support and clicking that link and submitting it there. Me reading it in chat stream is definitely not the best way to submit a bug. Just Horizon, we will cover that in the Q&A. I will say at the end of the stream, we're gonna have our lead game designer Michael Saruhas back to do a Q&A period. But first, let's get into 191. So, welcome to 1.9.1, our Lunar New Year's update. Sorry, Lunar New Year, just Lunar New Year. So it will consist of character cosmetics, weapon skin DLC, and 2 new weapons. So here's the kind of key art that contains everything, or mostly everything from the update in one image. We usually only do these for the bigger update. We thought this one deserves it as well. Looks awful. It's free, so that's fine. A real katana. I don't see it katana being added to the game. Yeah, some of you with good eyes are already picking out the weapons themselves. So let's dig into it real quick here. Oops. Hold up. Scroll. There we go. All right, so the first thing we have is a character cosmetic DLC pack for the Insurgents. So this is the Ox Gear set, and it comes with 5 cosmetic items. So it's got a half face mask with a winter hat, a camo jacket, some camo pantaloons, some gloves, and some leather boots. So this is the Insurgent character cosmetic DLC, which you can see in game here. And then for security, we have the Falcon Gear set, which has a beanie with goggles, a half face mask, a jacket, pants, gloves, and boots. What is that weapon? We'll get onto that weapon in just a moment. So there's the kind of just the render of the Falcon Gear set, and then you can see the actual Falcon Gear set in game here. So past the character cosmetics, we do have a pack of weapon skins for each of the factions, which I believe my face is going to cover, so I'm going to pull my face off here in a minute. Alright, so for the Insurgents, we have the Red Wrap, which is available for the AKM, the AKS-74U, the QBZ-03, SKS, and M99. And one other weapon that we will touch on in a minute here. And for security, oop, went the wrong way. For security, we have the Universal Digital. So yeah, we heard you. You want more weapon camo. So here's Universal Digital. So that's going to be available for the M4A1, the M16A4, the Mark 17, M82A1, and the L106A1. And of course, you can get all 4 of the cosmetic DLCs in a bundle, which will be called the Fortune Set Bundle. But, what y'all really want to see are the new weapons, of course. So, every time I hit that button, it ain't scrolling. For security, we have the QTS-11. So I do have some details on this weapon that I'm not going to go into too deeply right now. I will have more information coming in the blog on Friday. But for security, we have the QTS-11, which is a pretty bananas gun. It actually costs $78,000 US in real life, which is just bananas. And then for Insurgent, we have the QBZ-97. So more info about those guns will be available in the blog later this week. But if you know about the weapons, you know what they are. I love bananas. Same. So yeah, if you want to find out a little bit more about those, the blog will be posted on Friday afternoon. So please tune into that. Alrighty, so our favorite guest, Mr. Michael Sarujas, our lead game designer, is now going to join us for a bit of a Q&A. So I'm just going to make sure he's available. We're just waiting on Mikey. Should I just ring him? Assume he's available? Ah, he's good. Yes, Mikey is in the building. Mikey is in the building. All right, let's give him a quick ring here. 1 second. Hello, Mr. Sarujas.
Hey, Aaron, can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear you. I'm just going to cut to you on camera. 1 second.
Cut to me on camera.
There you go. You are live, and I see you need...
Hey, everybody.
Oops.
My name is Michael Sarujas. How are y'all doing today?
For anyone who doesn't know Mikey, he is our lead game designer here for Insurgency Sandstorm. There's that link for you, bud.
Thank you very much.
They're upset that you shaved.
I went to pull up the chat, like you can see my eyes darting around the screen.
Yeah.
And the first thing I saw was, oh no, he shaved.
It has to be done sometimes, right?
Just the face, just everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They've been waiting for
I'm
your
not really
face.
happy with it. I do think it's
Oh.
for me to keep it short, but I'm not happy with. I gotta get a haircut.
I'd say that's why I'm wearing a hat, man. I feel you. How you been?
Been good.
Yeah.
Been
nice.
You know, being safe again.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of video games.
Very nice.
A lot of Star Trek. That's how I would describe my life recently since we were last.
Those seem like good choices, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've never watched much Star Trek, and there were a lot of games I wanted to play, so it made sense in the time of quarantine and isolation to, you know, work on those things, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's no time like the present. We are on what I'm calling lockdown part 2. So it's glad to hear you guys have you found something to kind of fill your time on lockdown part 2.
Oh yeah, I've been hitting up a lot of stuff. Slay the Spire has been taking up a lot of my time.
Oh, that's an excellent
got back
game.
into MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, which is cool. Some of the Reloaded mod, I think it is.
Right.
Been playing Subnautica co-op mod, Wasteland 3, Cyberpunk, of course.
Oh yeah,
even some old school
busy
games.
lad.
Yeah. You know, I'm a big time gamer.
We do play video games in our free time. Contrary to popular belief, that's what we do.
Yeah. Mikey reverse aged 20 years. So all the
you do look younger.
About...
You absolutely do look younger. I'll give it that.
Thanks. How's this hair thing I'm trying?
I like it.
You'll have to...
I feel like
I
don't know. What was your haircut before?
I just kind of I push it up. I push it behind my head.
Right.
Yeah.
I dig
People
it.
are asking about Star Trek. I did DS9 first, which I loved. TNG, The Next Generation, which was good. I liked it. I like DS9 more. Now I'm doing Voyager, which is okay so far, season 3. So, for those of you who know Star Trek, and yeah, Subnautica has a co-op mod. It doesn't, you know, it's alpha, but look it up.
I didn't know that. That'd be awesome. I like that game.
Yeah,
it'd be fun to play with someone else. Alrighty. So before we jump into actual questions and answers, I did want to bring you on to kind of just touch on a change that is coming with 1.9.1 on February 2nd that I didn't address earlier. So I just kind of wanted you to be here and help explain it. Obviously, you have, more time with the team in the game itself. So that change is going to be, we are removing the competitive mode from the official playlists. And do you want to just kind of cover why we're doing that, Mikey?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why we removed the competitive mode from our official playlist, specifically just that, is primarily because it was suffering from a low population problem. We had a pretty serious concern that this kind of experience for a first-time player is bad, where you get into a new game that you bought, you click the play button, you see 4 things. Versus co-op, competitive server browser, community servers. And one of those things that you click isn't always going to work for you. There wasn't a very populated queue, and the experience itself just wasn't as strong as the other co-op and versus and community server experiences. And you can see that pretty clearly when you look at our playlist numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
We know that our community favors versus and co-op. That's what they play. Getting competitive to a better state that might attract more players and enrich Sandstorm's gameplay in general, and be a part of Sandstorm, what it's known for, could be explored, but would take a lot of resources that we feel like are just better spent on adding the new game modes, maps, weapons, weapon attachments, and just improving the game as it is now. It wasn't a decision we made lightly, but we feel like it's the best way to go forward, basically.
Yeah,
Now,
for sure.
the important other piece of this is unofficial competitive league play is, of course, unaffected. We're only talking about the competitive button that you saw. It's basically just gone now.
Yeah. So I mean,
now,
like DGL on all those leagues, they are still can do their thing. It's not going to affect them at all, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. All we're doing is that button will not be there anymore. It's just going to say versus co-op community servers. These are the experiences that we want to show, not just new players, but players who are here. Like, they're our strongest experiences. They're the ones that we're proud of and that are the most developed and that speak to what Sandstorm is.
Right.
We didn't feel like competitive was in that state, and we aren't going to be putting the resources toward exploring more and trying to do more with it.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on what we have now that works and that feels good in Sandstorm that our players prefer.
Yeah, and I mean that it makes sense. Like, there's obviously going to be some detractors saying the New World is the issue. Like, we are the reason that comp wasn't successful, and we could have put more resources behind it. And I just want to reiterate that was obviously an option we had. But when the game launched and co-op and versus were already far more successful, it just made more sense to the team to put those resources behind modes that were already flourishing. You know what I mean? So yes, There will be detractors saying that it is on us, but it was a decision we made to put resources behind already, flourishing modes.
It's worth noting also that the playlist that we have, Competitive Firefight, is going to be a limited time playlist. Like, it's not going away forever. In fact, when this update goes live, we do want competitive to be there, and it's going to have some modifications that we feel like are going to make it a little more attractive to first time players, but also just simplify it, because it could get a little complicated in ways that we felt like didn't need to be. What I'm talking about is the supply costs. Now, when you play competitive Firefight, you're still going to get the low round timer, right? You're still going to get the layouts. All that's going to be the same, except you're not going to have like weapons be more expensive than they would be in normal versus Firefight, and you're not going to have the special 3 classes: assaulter, flanker, or sharpshooter. It's just going to straight up be versus Firefight, same supply costs, same classes, but you get the special rules, and of course, it's 5v5.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
It says, I missed it. What happened? Basically, Simpa, we're talking about how the competitive official playlist isn't going to exist anymore as a dedicated button in the play menu, but we're going to be taking that and making it a limited time playlist that's going to be available under the versus section in the same way we do our limited time playlists, bi-weekly.
Yep. So that change will be coming with 191 on Tuesday, February 2nd. I just want to apologize. There's obviously short notice for something like this, but the final decision was only made recently. And I didn't want to just drop that in a social post, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to talk about it on stream, and then it just felt like a better way to do it, kind of like as close to in person with the community as we can before, just tweeting about it or blogging about it. But yeah, a couple weeks ago we did ask Reddit and Steam for some questions. So do you want to hop into Q&A here? And if we have any time left, we'll do an open Q&A at the end.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Question number 1: will there be more maps for Frontline? What about adding existing maps to the mode?
It's possible that for upcoming new maps we'll add Frontline support, but it really depends on the kind of map we're making.
Right.
It has to be conducive to Frontline gameplay.
Yeah.
And also that map itself needs to be dependent, or I guess is related to the update's theme, its weapons, weapon upgrades, etc. There's a lot of factors basically that factor into what the map is and also what modes are going to be supported for it. Plus, like, if we need to spend resources on implementing a new mode, a new game mode into it, we can't necessarily add all of our game mode support for every new map. Right now, there's no plans to add existing maps to the mode. We're just focusing on new content.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of related to something that I saw in chat earlier on today. Are there any plans to fix the map exploits and console command exploits? The third person one that some of you probably know about popped up to us a couple of weeks ago, and we did our best to fix that quickly. But some people are saying they've seen other map exploits or command exploits reported on Reddit. So do we plan to fix those?
Before I answer that, Skate Craze asks, is there a change in Frontline on playlist, or is this a general question? No, it's just a general question. Frontline is the same as it always is. The question was about, are we going to add Frontline support for other maps? To answer your question about plans to fix map exploits and console command exploits, we've always got our eye on Reddit, Steam, looking out for posts about people saying, hey, here's an exploit for the map, or here's an exploit in the console. As soon as we see them, we report them to our QA and level design teams. The best place for you to report them to us is the support site.
Yep.
If you're experiencing a map exploit or whatever exploit, or a technical issue, doesn't have to be an exploit, just put it on our support site. We are always vigilant and trying to find those things and fix them as fast as possible.
Okay, if anybody needs that command, or sorry, that URL, it is !support in chat. We'll give you that link. I know at least 10 working exploits. Please send them to us. I would love to know what they are so we can get those fixed. Question number 3 is, at any point in the future, is BAB going to get an optimization pass? So this is one I hear fairly often, but just wanted to address it.
Yeah, BAB's a big map, right? And there's a lot of really long sight lines. So there have been some people that are having optimization issues. It's natural, and it is something that we've worked to address. We did an optimization pass right before the holidays, which should have improved performance quite a bit. We're still planning another pass, but we don't have a date yet. Obviously, if there's any problem areas that you're seeing, like you look down a long sight line, maybe up from the Citadel type area, and you see like a lot of lag, feel free to share those with us. It can be something that's specific to a spot of the map, but we are already planning to do another pass. We just don't have a date.
Okay, perfect. Can we expect a change to lighting on other night maps? BAB has a great kind of amount of night lighting, and this person wishes that that was applied to other maps. So kind of just the amount of lighting that we currently have in BAB. Are we talking about adjusting light levels on other night maps?
Yeah, we're aiming to do another pass on the night lighting in general in the future, but that's going to have to be in a later update. We can't commit to that or say when. That's just something that we're exploring. We've heard your feedback on the lighting in night maps currently. We like how dark it is, and we like how there's kind of a contrast, like some maps are better lit and some are really dark. I guess the best comparison I can think of would be like refinery versus power plant. Yeah, some of that's deliberate, but we still want to do a pass and address some of the feedback and other stuff to make sure it feels like a fun experience that's immersive, but also not too frustrating and dark.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we can't fully commit to that. We can only say that we're aiming to try to do one in the future.
Yeah, so we're kind of committing that we're going to try and do it, just not concrete date. It's something that we're trying to do in the future, just don't have a date for that yet, obviously. All right, question number 5. Are there any plans on any new 1X sites coming for security?
We can't speak to any new 1X sites coming for security, but we can say that you can expect, some new optics in a future update. And it might even be in a way that you might not expect. It's a little unconventional for how we do our optics. Now, I say this right after the toggleable optics, right? So it's not toggleable optics. So
what could it be? What could it possibly be?
Feel free to speculate.
Yeah, speculation's always good.
I'm sure people can guess. It's not hard. It's something that I think will be welcome.
Awesome. Alrighty. Number 6. Will there be further improvements to enemy AI behavior?
We on our team right now, we have multiple AI changes we're discussing and developing, and they're largely based on your feedback. The biggest recent one is fixing AI shooting through smoke clouds in update 1.9, the one just before the holidays. That's something that should be working a lot better now. If it isn't, please go to our support site, tell us, show us. But that's been a big improvement we've made. We welcome your feedback on anything else. If you have further feedback about AI issues, we're still listening. We're still working on it. Just share it on our forums and let us know. There's still things that we're discussing improving about the AI.
But we are actively working on it, like at all times. It's not like the improvements aren't one and done. We still have our AI programmers working on it daily. What about new modes? Any new modes coming there, Mikey?
Well, Aaron.
Funny, I should ask.
That was meant to sound patronizing. That was it, Aaron. That was a positive use of it. We actually have multiple new modes coming. Multiple new modes in discussion and in development, which could be coming. We can't say any more than that yet. We also have new limited time playlist modes that we're working. All that stuff combined is stuff that we're talking about internally. We're not done with new game modes. We've said in the past, we try to be careful when we add new game modes because we don't want to split our player base and every experience has to be strong. And I can tell you that despite that caution, we're definitely discussing and exploring some new game modes.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, do you I find I struggle with this sometimes because we just have to I just want to tell people things, but then at times we can't tell people things So we have to wait
It's true.
till the future to tell people things. But people, we're going to tell you things in the future, I promise. Just we kind of have to beat around the bush on some stuff, obviously, or else nothing would be exciting.
I get that too,
Yeah.
honestly, because we do a lot of this transparent communication. We do these live streams, and this is like straight from the horse's mouth, or whatever the phrase is.
Are you the horse in
But,
this case?
We're both horses, I think.
True.
You and I are the horses, and we both have mouths, and we're speaking somehow. Maybe
These are all
peanut
facts.
butter, like in the old movies, they put peanut butter in their mouths to make them flap their gums and then dub them.
That's pretty much my job, yeah.
That's what being community is, peanut butter in your mouth. But yeah, the takeaway here is not the horses. It's that we have multiple new modes in discussion and in development, but we can't say any more than that.
Okay. Exciting stuff. Question number 8. Just wondering if you guys can clarify if you've made any changes to weapon textures in 1.9. Various weapons using metal textures seem to reflect light differently after the 1.9 update, and in my opinion, guns like the MP5 look worse. So essentially, were there any changes to textures that came with Cold Blood and Update 1.9?
No, not to any of our knowledge. There was no, as far as I know, as far as we know, no intended changes to weapon textures 1.9. This sounds like it's either a change in graphic settings or just an imagined effect. Sometimes an update will come out, so we'll be like, oh, I think this is different, but it just turns out your settings were changed, or is this something that you imagined because there were other changes that were real and you saw them and you might have thought it was something else. It happens all the time. But no, there's been nothing to my knowledge that we've changed.
Okay, perfect. So before we kind of get into an open Q&A, and I'm actually going to we have a few extra minutes, so I'm going to actually ask you to speak on the new weapons, give some info on that. But the final question we have is cereal soup?
No, cereal's too different from soups. A soup has broth, and it's water-based, and it's got like meat or vegetable or other things alongside the meat and vegetables.
Right.
Cereal is like served dry, or it's served with milk, and it's also made up of grains or sugar, or sugar and grains like combined. They're like, I think anybody who's trying to assert that soups and cereal is soup is just being a pain in the ass and semantic or whatever word you want to use there. I think that they're pretty distinctly different.
Right.
The only way you could justify it is to be like extremely literal and be like, oh, it's both a liquid with stuff with food in the liquid.
So you could have a cold grain soup though, right?
I've never heard of that.
I don't know. It's not real, man. It's not real. So the final answer then: cereal is not a soup, confirmed by lead game designer Michael Saruhas. Cereal is not a soup.
Yeah, and I've obviously have a lot of culinary experience.
Yeah, for sure.
My favorite dish is rice and canned sardines. So you can tell I'm of good taste.
We're gonna have to end the stream right now. Actually, after hearing that,
it's not my favorite dish. That's like my quick bachelor show.
So we do have we got about 15-20 minutes left here. Do you want to kind of go over the new weapons really quick? Give some more info on those.
Yeah. So for people who are joining late, we're working on a new update. It's not like a full-fledged themed update, but there is a theme, and we're adding new content. And some of that new content is new guns, 2 new assault rifles, the QBZ-97 for the insurgents, rifleman, demolitions, commander, observer, and the QTS-11 for security, rifleman, commander, observer, and demolitions. Those 4 classes, right? Because they all share the same loadout.
Yep.
So the way, just to give you a brief overview, the QBZ-97 is one that we felt like really fit the insurgents well because they use, it's an export gun. It's something they might have been able to get their hands on, something that could have been seen in the region. And gameplay-wise, what we're going for with it is something that it's kind of like a 5.56 alternative to the AKM. It's going to be priced at 3 supply.
Right.
So it's at that tier where if you only have 3 supply, it's not just, I'm just going to get an AKM as a rifleman. Now it's, I get an AKM or a QBZ. QBZ-97 specifically, excuse me.
Yeah, not the 95.
QBZ-03 already in the game. But with the QBZ-97, it fires a little faster, 650 rounds per minute. And it also has a little higher horizontal recoil. And it's got a unique optic, which will be pretty cool. YMA scope. That's a 3x.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to have those things going for it. And that's the role. It's like maybe if you want to be more CQB oriented than with an AKM, you can grab a QBZ-97. And we specifically chose the 97, not the 95, because it's the export version and it fires 5.56.
Right.
which gameplay wise and thematically just makes more sense, I think, for our setting.
Yeah, perfect. And then our friend, the QTS-11.
The QTS-11 is the QBZ 97 is the export version of 95, right? Which is like a Chinese army service rifle. The QTS-11 is interesting because it's kind of like a special operations rifle with an integrated bolt-action grenade launcher, which is really rad.
It is.
And,
it is.
And it's kind of inspired by those in real life. It was like inspired by those programs, like the OICW or the K-11 in Korea, where they wanted a rifle that also had all these electronic systems on it. We don't have representation for all those electronic systems. We're a little concerned about the balance of being able to fire around corners, right? And
a little bit, yeah. That does complicate balance a little bit.
Yeah, and as Aaron said, like it's a pretty expensive gun. But basically, the way we did it is we took a little more fictional license. We slowed down the fire rate to like 550, and it's a little more expensive at force supply, but it's a nice mid-range between like the cheap mid-range guns and the expensive guns for the security rifleman. The way we kind of describe it internally so far is like it's sort of like an upgraded AUG A3. It fires a little flatter, but it fires a little slower. So that's a trade-off that you're going to have to make depending on what you want out of the weapon. It also has a custom optic, which is toggleable between 1x and 4x, but it's just a scope, right? Okay. So you're not going to, elevate your head or move your hand up to like push down a magnifier. You're just going to press a button and switch between 1 and 4x. So that's really cool. Both unique guns, and they both serve a unique role gameplay-wise.
Awesome.
Someone's asking QTS-11 in 5.8 or 5.56. It's in 5.8. The 5.8 round works in the game, at least, basically the same as the 5.56. The rounds are pretty similar, and gameplay-wise, using similar properties to the 5.56 is basically serving everything we need out of the gun. Similar TTK, similar velocity, drop, blah, blah, blah. Zalone D says you just killed the game with the QTS-11.
No, that's referring to us removing competitive. Okay. So yeah, we have I see obviously a lot of people in chat talking about it. I'll address it again in the blog. But yeah, it's not really something we can talk about a whole lot more. We've kind of just described why we made the decision we did. And obviously some people aren't going to like it, but that happens with every decision we make. So we do we're trying to keep up transparency and honesty with all of you. So that's what we're trying to do here, but there's not a lot else to talk about with comp today.
If you want to hear more about our rationale, we appreciate your concern and we get it, really. As I was saying earlier, like it's not a decision we made lightly, but we've said what we need to say about it. Check out the stream again if you want to see. Earlier we spoke to it, and you can also check out the blog, and we'll give you a little more background, a little more reasoning, and just do your best to be understanding of what we're saying, and look forward to more updates for all the other content that we've been working on for Sandstorm. We'll continue to work on, like these new guns that we're just talking about now.
For sure. All right, we've got a few minutes left here. If we want to hop in to kind of an open Q&A. So anybody in chat with? Did stream just drop for anybody?
I can hear you.
Okay, so we're still good. It's just dead on my end for a minute, so ignore what I just said. So we're gonna hop into an open Q&A. So if you have any questions that we can answer or address today, please drop them in chat. And oh, it looks like it did die, but now it's back. All right, chat, can you let me know if we are back right now, please? Oh, goodness. Yeah, okay, it died and got alive again, so we're good.
Looks okay to me, yeah. I don't know if you can hear me. Am I okay?
Yep, I can hear you. I assume stream can, if not. Okay, we're back. All right, so yeah, like I said, we have a few minutes here if I did cut out for this. So we're going to hop into an open Q&A. So if you have any questions we can answer, please drop them in chat, and Mikey and I will do our best to answer some of them. Yeah,
once again, and we're talking about Insurgency Sandstorm. For those of you who are late, Father Hank, community manager, me, Michael Suras, lead game designer. Welcome to answer some of your questions about stuff, maybe with the new update with 191 or other things. We see a lot of text going, so please bear with me as I try to do.
There's a lot of chatting today.
That it happens. If you enter the open Q&A, you accept that. Please, your question might get missed in the.
Yeah.
Oh boy, hold on.
It's all good. I can jump. I think stream is dying again. 1 second here, Mikey.
Okay.
I do believe, stream is dropping again for a sec. I'm not sure what's going on. That's obviously my home internet. This is the downside of working from home, so I apologize for this, everyone. One question I keep seeing repeatedly, now I've lost it, is there any console news today? We don't have any new console news today, so I'll just get that out first and foremost. Yeah, go ahead, Mikey. If there's anything you see, feel free to ask. By ask, I mean answer.
Are you guys going to add any ammo conversion, like a 10mm MP5 or 9mm AR? If it feels like it's appropriate to the gameplay, if it's appropriate to the themed update that we're doing at the time, sure. But we do generally try to make every weapon we add to the game unique, not just in terms of the gameplay, but also in terms of aesthetic. Sometimes it's a little flexible here, like something might look similar to one of our existing guns, but it offers great gameplay, or vice versa. But generally speaking, we don't really try to do ammo conversions. They're just not necessary. We want to have each weapon try to stand out more. We get a lot of requests for 100 different kinds of M4A1s, right?
That's very true.
But
yeah,
our M4A1 kind of works gameplay wise, and we know that like guns are cool and people want to see other guns, but it's part of why we have modding. It's part of why we try to cover our bases basically with a lot of different guns.
All right, Lucas, by default, I see this once in a while. Are lights which you can shoot out in night modes coming to Insurgency Sandstorm? They are not. So there's performance reasons for that. The way that our lighting system works is the lighting is baked in. And when you add something like destroyable light sources, that can make it very resource intensive on the player. And also it'll take a whole lot of development time from our team to actually implement something like that. So this is something we talked about around the release of 1.7, but currently there are no plans to implement destroyable lighting as it is.
Yeah, that would be a pretty big, it's not just like a technical thing, it's also about level design. Like being able to destroy lights we structured the lights in our night maps in a certain way because we wanted the gameplay to flow this way, right?
Right.
Oh, here's a dark spot, because we want players to be able to move through the dark to get across this bridge. But I'll also have to watch out because there's a light in the middle of the bridge or something like that. Those are all deliberate design decisions that we make for the balance. You can just shoot out all the lights. Yeah, it's damn cool, right?
Super cool. Yeah.
Ever since I saw it in Splinter Cell, like
of course,
early 2000s, I was like, holy shit, like, that's rad. But there's gameplay implications and technical implications there.
Perfect.
Someone asks, airburst option for QTS 11. Yeah, that was definitely something we were looking up this gun. We thought, oh, that would be rad. But as I said earlier, there's a bit of a gameplay balance thing there. First of all, like teaching players how that works and just having one gun on one side that can do this really special mechanic and designing around how that's supposed to work. How's that going to work on people playing with a controller, PC or console, or mouse and keyboard with the UI for that? It was a lot, and it was also the kind of dubious gameplay utility, and again, just one-sided. So we just decided to portray the weapon with a launcher. It's just not going to be the airburst one.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's knock a couple. Sorry, I was just gonna say let's knock a couple more out, but I think this stream is definitely struggling on my end. So let's get a couple quick questions here, and then we'll probably call it early and raid someone. But my internet appears to be having issues, so let's get a couple more done, then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Someone asked about a full auto shotgun. We don't have any plans for that right now. I'd say that's pretty unlikely just because of the balance concerns of it in a low TTK game like ours, where also our shotguns, our depiction of shotguns is one where they're pretty deadly even at medium range. That with full auto, we just don't know if that really has a place. We'd have to balance it so aggressively, it just wouldn't feel like a sandstorm gun. It might not even be fun to shoot. That being said, we can explore it in the future. Another thing we might explore is semi-auto shotguns that aren't pump action, but we'll have to see. Let's someone else is saying no auto shotgun.
Yeah.
Spray paint weapon skins when? Well, we already have multiple weapon skins. If you check out our store page, you're welcome to see those. There, there's all kinds of stuff we do, like tape wraps, the spray painted ones.
And I really like the Universal Digital coming on Tuesday as a nice addition as well. Yeah. Like lots of people ask for more weapon camo, so I think that's a nice addition.
Yeah, definitely. And that camo looks pretty cool and distinct, not just from the camos that we have, but also just other military camos. It's pretty cool. That also has some inspiration from the Chinese army, the PLA, right, and the camouflage they use. Any news on cosmetic fixes? Go to our support site and be sure to report the cosmetic issue that you're having. We are aware of some of Aaron can maybe speak to this.
Yeah, for sure. So we did talk. Anybody who missed the beginning of the stream, we did also create a Trello board. So I just dropped the link for that in chat right now. It's sandstorm.game/Trello. And what this essentially aims to do is improve communication and ease of, like, make it easier for everyone to find information. So if you go to that, you can see our known issues list, and if what you're reporting isn't on that list, it actually, that same page will tell you how to submit a bug to us as well. So yeah, if you do have any cosmetic issues that aren't listed there, please send them in to us. All right, Mr. Sruhas, do you want to pick one more question out of here, and then we'll wrap it up before my internet totally drops here.
Sure. Someone asks, are you interested in a hand-to-hand combat system for Sandstorm? That'd be pretty cool, but that's not really something that we feel like is cool for like Sandstorm specifically, or we really fit. Our game is not really about melee combat. When you get into melee, it should feel desperate. You should have to use the free aim of our guns, where you're going to be swinging the gun around without a precise crosshair. It's not connected to the center of your screen. And maybe you pull out your knife as a last-ditch effort, and maybe you maneuver around a guy and manage to get him, or you muzzle thump them with the barrel of your rifle and you take a shot, or your pistol or whatever. That's what we want melee to feel like. A hand-to-hand combat system where you just press a button and you kill them with a cool animation, like in some of the Battlefield games. We don't know if that really fits. We could explore that kind of thing in future projects for sure, because we're definitely known, for a visceral kind of combat, but not really for Sandstorm. Right now we're focused on new content. That includes the maps we're adding, weapons, new cosmetics, new game modes, new weapon upgrades. All these things we're exploring and adding in our recent updates, and potentially in future updates too.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Sruhas, thank you so much for your time today, dude. I'm going to end this call and end the stream. Sorry to everyone for my internet problems, but thank you again, Michael. I appreciate the time, and I know everybody loves you, so we'll talk to you again soon, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Right.
It's always a pleasure to come on. I like chatting, and yeah, look forward to the next update. I know there's going to be more too. There was some questions. I'll leave with this.
Okay.
There have been some questions about, would we add X or Y, or would you ever do this, that are things I can confirm we are thinking about, but I won't say what they are. Just know that you've been talking about them and getting excited about them. And they're things we're already talking about.
Yeah, the community's very good at doing that. Like, they've generally asked for what we're going to create next. It's just we can't confirm it at the time. So
yeah, well, no, straight up, a lot of the things that you ask for, that people ask for in our community, are things that inspire us. They say, oh, people want to see this, then we're going to add this. A lot of developers will say that, and it's just grandstanding, but we honestly do it. So
yeah, for sure.
So look forward to more cool stuff that you've asked for yourselves, and that we think that you'll be excited by.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Take care. Bye, everybody.
All right, stream. I apologize for my internet today. We've never had this problem before with me working from home, so I'm not sure what it's coming from, but I do apologize. We don't have a stream schedule lined up yet. Like I said, we want to keep them tight and under an hour and actually full of information moving forward. But we'll announce on social media and everything when the next stream is happening. So we're gonna raid. We're gonna do our raid thing that we do. So I've picked a streamer, and we're gonna all raid into his channel, and we're just gonna yell to get down on the ground like we do. We're gonna intimidate the man. So again, thank you all for watching today. Let's hit up our friend here. I think it's probably gonna be exciting to get an extra a couple hundred viewers. So thank you all again today. I love you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.